Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming here today. For those of you who don't know, my name is Taryn Ferrante, and I am a chemistry professor here at the University of Colorado at Denver. My reason for calling this meeting today is something I think each and every one of you will find relevant in your day-to-day life. As we all consume food as a natural energy source, we hope to be getting the nutrients our bodies need to survive. I assume we do not wish to consume anything our bodies don't need or anything that could be potentially harmful to our health. Now, have any of you ever questioned if what you're eating is harmful to your health? Personally, I've never questioned this. That is until my research has led me to the phenomena that is taking over the food industry: genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. In short, a GMO is an organism whose genetic makeup, their DNA, has been tampered with, often involving the insertion of foreign genes. In the case of food crops, bacterial genes are inserted into the DNA in hopes that the crops will create internal pesticides, resist harsh herbicidal chemicals, and so on. And while this has been useful in increasing crop yields, which is ever important in our world with all of our growing populations, we cannot forget that tampering with the genetic makeup of a crop changes the crop. And that raises the question, how will that take effect in our bodies? Scientists and researchers have questioned this, and many experiments have been conducted on the subject of GMOs. And while some deem them harmful, others say the opposite. The results? Inconclusive. There are no one study that says it's safe to eat GMOs. And this is why myself and many other scientists do not have a true opinion to the risk associated with GMOs. And this is why I believe a long-term exposure study should be conducted in order to gain more insight into the safety of GMOs. I would now like to share with you a few articles and information that I found useful in my GMO experiences and why I would like further research. While there are all these uncertainties associated with GMOs, we cannot forget there are many benefits as well. In an article published in an At Issue series, a genetically modified version of rice was inserted with genes allowing the rice to contain the vitamin A, an essential nutrient in the human diet. And while rice, a staple of diet across the world, mainly in undernourished countries, this is a huge breakthrough in helping feed the world and nourish the world. And while having alters the nutritional value in a positive way is significant, we cannot forget that we do not know the consequences of consuming genetically modified materials. Do we know what the body does to vitamin A that has been modified from a source, or natural vitamin A? We don't. Only experiment and research could help answer that question. And while that question and many unknowns are still left unanswered, scientists have discovered and noted some important and slightly worrisome effects accompanied with the consumption of genetically modified materials. In a study published in the Journal of Biological Sciences, they investigated three different types of genetically modified corn, all inserted with bacterial genes. They were studying the toxicity of mammalian health, specifically that of lab rats, over the course of 3 months. They split the rats into groups via sex, dosage, type of corn, and of course a control group. And while the experimenters had many parameters for measuring the differences between the GM and not GM rats, it should be noted that kidney and liver function showed the most significant results. In 2 of the GM-fed rats, kidney and liver functions were significantly different versus the non-GM-fed rats. And while they note that, I would also like to read you part of their conclusion. The tendency for physiological disorders is characteristic of almost all genetically modified fed treatment groups, and the physiopathological profiles differ according to dose and sex. So the study showed there were differences between GM and non-GM fed rats, but they also said the study is inconclusive. The scale of the study was too small and the time length too short. And that inconclusiveness is why I'm here today. I'm asking you to help fund my research team a long-term research study on the effects of GMOs. GMOs are a part of our society, and while I don't wish to research them in hopes of stopping their use, I simply want to increase our knowledge and assurance of their safety. I will ask you, would you continue to consume something if you knew it was killing you? If you answered no, then you too should want to know what the effects of GMOs are in the long term. Help me help you gain this vital information. This information I hope you can see how important it is to your health and our future. Thank you.